Hi guys, this is Shalini and I'm back to you with another video. Today my topic is metabolic alkalosis, which is one among the acid-base imbalances. In my previous video, I had discussed about metabolic acidosis, the link of which I have left in the description box. So today, if you like this video and the content, kindly do like, share and subscribe. Also let me know your valuable comments in the comment box. So let's get started. Metabolic alkalosis, which in layman terms just means there is too much base or not enough acid. Now to explain this, I have given you the reference value of the pH. So the normal pH is 7.35 to 45 and the average is taken as 7.4. So if the pH is less than 7.4, we say it is acidosis, and if it is more than 7.4, we say it is alkalosis. And the reference value of bicarbonate is 22 to 26 milliequivalents per liter. So when we say it is metabolic alkalosis, basically we are trying to say that the pH is high as well as the bicarbonate. This is the famous acid-base mnemonic, and also a very important trick maybe for us to understand the interpretation of ABG. Two things for you to understand here is, when we are talking about respiratory, we are actually concentrating on PaCO2. And when we are talking about metabolic, we are actually talking about bicarbonate or HCO3. So, if the direction of the defect is opposite, it is respiratory. For example, pH is increasing, PCO2 is decreasing, and vice versa. So, when the direction of the defect is opposite, we are concentrating, we tell it is respiratory. And when the direction of the defect is same, for example, pH is increasing and bicarb is also increasing, then we say it is metabolic. These are some very important points pertaining to metabolic alkalosis that I want you to concentrate on. The first thing is acid. Acid is usually found inside the body in the urine as well as in your GI system, that is in the stomach. And there is excess of base inside your body either because there is excess intake or retention of bicarbonate inside the body, one, and also sometimes when people undergo multiple blood transfusion, whole blood transfusion, the amount of base inside your body increases. Now keeping this in mind, let's move ahead. If the blood becomes basic or if the pH increases, then what is the responsibility of the kidney? Now, the work of the kidney is basically to excrete this excess base or this bicarbonate and also make sure that hydrogen ions are reabsorbed back. Now, I also want you to listen. When hydrogen ions will walk inside, potassium ions will walk out. So, when there is excess retention of hydrogen ions in your renal system, it can lead to primary hyperaldosteronism. And when there is excess excretion of potassium ions, it can lead to temporary hypokalemia. Now, when this system fails, when this regulatory mechanism fails, the lungs will take up the compensation, where the lungs will start hypoventilating and carbon dioxide retention happens inside the body, which is again a kind of acid which then tries to balance this acid-base imbalances. So then what are the causes of metabolic alkalosis? That is increase in pH and increase in bicarbonate. Either there is excess intake or excess retention of bicarbonate, or there is loss of hydrogen ions in your stomach as well as in your urine. Now how can this happen? Excess of bicarbonate can be because of overzealous correction of bicarbonate. That means a patient has presented to you with metabolic acidosis and you want to give bicarbonate correction, and there is overzealous correction of bicarbonate might lead to excess of bicarb inside the body. Another reason can be loss of hydrogen ions in your urine as well as in your stomach. From your stomach can be because of vomiting, gastric suction, or use of excess antacids, and from your urine is because of use of excess diuretics. Technically, when you look at the interpretation of ABG, you'll have to remember the following points. So I have told you, when it is metabolic, it is equals. That means the direction of the defect is same. So when it is metabolic alkalosis, you have the pH which is more than 7.45. That means the pH is increasing, and also the bicarbonate increasing. You say it is metabolic alkalosis. When do you say it is partial compensation? When there is retention of carbon dioxide inside the body. The reference value is 35 to 45 mm of Hg. So when the PCO2 is more than 45 mm of Hg, we say it is partial compensation. When do we say it is full compensation? When the bicarbonate is increasing, the PCO2 is increasing so as to compensate, but at the same time you have the pH coming back to normal, that is between 7.35 to 45, then we say it is full compensation. What are the clinical manifestations of metabolic alkalosis? Confusion, dysrhythmias, basically due to hypokalemia, compensatory hypoventilation, that is retention of carbon dioxide, dizziness and increased irritability, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, anxiety and seizures, tremors, muscle cramps, tingling of fingers and toes. This can be all basically due to electrolyte disturbances. So there is reduced acid and increased base inside the body. Let us look at the treatment of metabolic alkalosis. The first thing is you have to treat the underlying cause. So you have to find out whether the patient has presented to you with vomiting, diarrhea, excess use of antacids or overzealous correction of bicarbonate. So the cause has to be found out and that has to be treated. The second thing is correcting electrolyte disturbances. For example, these patients might present to you with excess retention of hydrogen ions and might lead to other electrolyte disturbances. This has to be sorted. Inhibit base intake, that is bicarbonate intake. Carbonic anhydrase inhibitors, this is like acetazolamide, which will help you to improve the excretion of bicarbonate. ACE inhibitors, I have told you in the previous slides that these patients might present to you with primary hyperaldosteronism because of excess retention of hydrogen ions in the renal system, and that's why we give them ACE inhibitors. Hypoventilation, that is retention of carbon dioxide, which is again a type of acid which will help you to balance the acid-base imbalance. Potassium sparing diuretics and also potassium supplements is used to treat hypokalemia. And NSAIDs is again a weak organic acid which is readily absorbed in the stomach and also helps you to treat hyponatremia. So these are the treatment strategies for a person who is presenting to you with metabolic alkalosis. Time for a quick recap. Now I give you a scenario. For example, we have Mr. A, 35 years old male, who is presented to us in the accident and emergency unit with a history of road traffic accident. So he is in shock and we have transfused multiple pints of whole blood. And on day 2, when we look at the ABG, we see that the pH is 7.45, PaO2 is 60 mm of Hg, PaCO2 is 55 mm of Hg, and bicarbonate is 28 milliequivalents per liter. So we have the pH increasing, we have the bicarbonate increasing. So the direction of the defect is same, that means it is metabolic. And we take the reference average as 7.4. It is more than 7.4, that means it is alkalosis. The answer is metabolic alkalosis. Now we have to see whether compensation is happening or not. So we will have to look at the value of PaCO2. The normal value is 35 to 45 and here it is 55. That means this is also increasing. That means there is compensation happening. So now it is whether partial or full, we will have to look at the pH. So if the pH is within the normal value, normal range, that is within 7.35 to 45, we say it is fully compensated. So here it is within the normal value. So the answer is it is fully compensated metabolic alkalosis. So thank you. I hope that today's video was useful to you. Please let me know your doubts, clarifications and comments in the comment box. Otherwise, thank you and have a nice day.